My name is Alok Chakravarti. I am from academic team out here as a data scientist. Now we are talking about storytelling, the impact it's going to create. Okay, let's revisit this last mile of analytics. Okay, we know that we do a lot of hard work while acquiring the data, doing a lot of data preparation, creating the right charts for that data. Okay, however, we fail to make an impact. And why is that? Okay, because we fail to take advantage of the story that we can weave around that data, choosing the right visuals, of course. Right now, I have a very interesting story of Dr. Semmelweis, who is considered as father of germs theory. He was an Hungarian doctor, right? Somewhere in mid 1800s, he noticed that a simple act of hand washing could save a lot of lives, during the child delivery. Okay, so what he did was, and that's where it gets interesting. What he did was he wrote a book, a complete book on a very abstruse title, The Etiology, Concept and Prophylaxis of Childbed Fever, and it has got hundreds of pages and no charts. Okay, and needless to say, he failed to convince the skeptics at that point in time. Okay, because nobody could make sense out of this data. Honestly, he could understand, but nobody else could. Right? If only he had used the power of choosing the right visualizations. Okay, so what's happening here is, as you can see, there are two clinics that he was working in, and he observed that the clinic in which there are midwives who are doing the child delivery, right, the mortality rate is much less compared to the clinics where doctors or the students are basically conducting the child delivery. Okay, so his hypothesis was that because doctors deal with a lot of dead bodies, right, so they get a lot of germs from there, and those germs are responsible for the higher mortality rate compared to the second clinic, right, and that is what he was trying to write in the book that I just talked about. Right now, also, if only he had taken it a little bit to the next level by also introducing the element of a narrative. Okay, so here you see Brent Dykes has brought in the right visuals and also the narrative. So what's the narrative? Okay, before the hand washing policy was introduced, right, the mortality rate was around 12.2%, correct, and when this hand washing policy got introduced, it drastically reduced from 12.2% to 2.2%. Okay, and of course, in any policy there is bound to be some negligencies, so those things happened. There were, and the mortality rate again went up, right, but finally he didn't get the takers from the medical community, and he was dismissed. In fact, it's a slightly tragic story that Dr. Semmelweis, he died in a mental hospital. Okay, if only he had known, right, the power of data storytelling. Now, contrast this with Dr. John Snow. Dr. John Snow, there was a cholera epidemic in London, right, and he was a medical doctor, but he was probably also a good data scientist. Okay, he was trying to put down all the incidents of cholera onto a map. Okay, and as you can see, wherever the incidences are more, he basically was able to establish that there is a hand pump which is responsible for these incidents, the cholera incidents, right. So, because of this simple act of putting the right visuals and also putting the right narrative, Dr. John Snow was able to convince out there, people who matter out there, of the importance of the sanitation. And there was a prior belief that at that point in time that the cholera is airborne. Okay, because of this demonstration, he was able to establish that cholera is not airborne, it's waterborne. Okay, so that's the impact of data storytelling. It can actually save lives, it can cause policy changes, as you saw with Dr. John Snow, right. Thank you very much. You can look forward to your comments on this impact of data storytelling.